Yes, people, what's everyone saying, bro? Big up to everyone. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Today's video is going to be about Zirkzee's treatment, and it's a disgrace, isn't it? It's an absolute disgrace, mate. And he should leave Man United. Amorim out. Facts. The way how he's treated him, yeah, he's hardly played him at all. And we're seeing 5-minute cameos, while Maguire is being featured more than Zirkzee. What the heck are we seeing? Generally speaking, what are we seeing? Let's look at it. Against Sunderland, he was on the bench, right? He brought in Harry Maguire, Ugarte, Dorgu in the 85th minute, and Zirkzee did not get a sniff. You're winning 2-0 at home, and you can clearly see that Zirkzee, yeah, people are doubting him because of the lack of goals, even though the reason why we don't score many goals is literally because of how Amorim sets his team up. Such a negative, defensive, coward manager he is. Absolutely. Our attackers, yeah, aren't built to score. They're not being, yeah, utilized properly in regards to how Amorim is trying to implement his system. It's just so defensive, and attackers are going to starve off goals. That's why you're not seeing, to be fair, Cunha, he's been unlucky not to get a goal. He's hit the post against Fulham. He started off well. And yeah, with Mbeumo, I think he's only got like 1 goal. Ahmad's not got a goal. Sesko's got 2, but those chances that Sesko's getting is not because we're creating clear-cut chances. Just down to Sunderland, just poor defensively from a throw-in. Simple as that. And a tap-in against, yeah. We're not creating clear-cut chances against these awful teams. It's just annoying me. It's absolutely annoying me. I'm seeing Ugarte and Maguire get more minutes than Zirkzee when you're at home to Sunderland. He got 5 minutes off the bench against Brentford. He wasn't used at all against Chelsea. 10 minutes against Man City. What the heck is that? Again, when he came off the bench for Burnley, he was actually good. We played better when he came on. We played better. Didn't play benched for Fulham and benched for Arsenal. Disgraceful. Absolute disgrace. And we've seen last season, yeah, if you watch football with your eyes, you would understand the qualities that he brings. This guy, last season, after Amad Diallo, was our best attacker behind Diallo. Yeah. After that Newcastle game, where Amorim threw him under the bus, he did throw him under the bus. He benched him because he was the easy one to get rid of. Easy option. After that, he forced Amorim to play him. He forced him because the more minutes that he got, the more game time that he was getting, his performances were drastically improving game by game. Zirkzee is not going to be a player that he's not a player that he's not a player like to just use him as a sub. He's not. He's a player who needs more game time, more minutes, and you'll see consistency. We saw it last season. Despite him not getting that many goals, mate, yeah, we don't score goals in general. We hardly score open play goals on a consistent basis. We do not score goals under this manager. We concede and we get cooked. Højlund, yeah, people say to me, okay, if this system is not built for attackers to score goals, why do you not give Højlund the grace or Sesko? First of all, yeah, I'll talk about Sesko later. Rasmus Højlund is technically crap. He's technically crap. So I know that with Zirkzee, despite the system being flawed, I know in a better system, he will be able to add goals to his game. Why? Because he's technically quality, his playmaking is quality, his touch is quality, and he's just a very intelligent footballer who makes our team play better football because we control games better, we create more clear-cut chances, he's intelligent, he's got a good weight of pass, he knows when to pass. Everything that Zirkzee does on the pitch is quality, right? Yes, he needs to improve his shooting. He needs to be more clinical. But bro, he doesn't get fed the ball and he doesn't play as a striker consistently. The one time he played as a striker was against Everton and he backed twice when we won 4-0. Ever since then, we've seen him in the number 10 position where he has to drop so deep and facilitate for the wing backs and the number 10s and the striker. His output for Man United does not show you the full story on how his performances were. Because his performances, yeah, anyone who knows football and is actually being objective will tell you that Zirkzee was good last season after he got benched. Sorry, after against that Newcastle game. In the Europa League, he was solid. In the Premier League games, he was solid. He was winning penalties. He was on the ball. He's sick. Sitting, I remember that Fulham game. He was outstanding in that Fulham game, even against Arsenal. The way how he cooked Saliba, bro. That qualities like that should be utilized under a good technical manager, not a guy like Amorim who likes Mason Mount. Zirkzee is a better number 10 than Mason Mount, and he's a better striker than Højlund, right? But Højlund was playing consistently in that number 9 position, despite putting in stinker after stinker, because he loves runners. He loves runners. Zirkzee's treatment is a disgrace, right? And he should leave Man United because he's being treated like a sideman when he should be starting week in, week out. Don't tell me that Zirkzee's not good enough because he's not scoring goals. Cunha's not got goals. Mbeumo's not got that many goals. Højlund, everyone's saying, oh, look at Højlund now bagging for Napoli, even though that... Bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? It's absolutely a disgrace. And I can't stand this manager. Can't stand him. And it's not just Zirkzee, it's Kobbie Mainoo. It's Kobbie Mainoo as well. He's another one who falls into that same bracket as Joshua Zirkzee. And what do they both have in common? Both of them are super, super technical and very talented. But you know what they don't specialize in? Running around and being a bunch of bleep test merchants, yeah? They're not bleep test merchants like Mason Mount. Why do you think he likes Mason Mount so much? It's not because he's good. He just runs around and offers energy. That's it. On the ball, Zirkzee's better. Kobbie Mainoo should be playing in that number 10 instead of Mount. Zirkzee should be playing in that number 10 instead of Mount. Imagine, yeah, if we actually had a good manager and actually forget about good manager. Zirkzee's being benched, Kobbie's being benched, Ahmad's playing as a wing back. Ahmad was quality versus Sunderland. But when you play out of position and when you're super talented, you're going to have good games because you're just a good footballer. But in the long run, there's going to be no consistency because Ahmad is not a wing back. Yeah, he's not a wing back. And he's not a 10 in the system. I've seen him play in the number 10 position, right? I've seen him play in that number 10 position and he can do a good job. But this Amorim system is absolutely discombobulated. He's a discombobulated man and he's concussed. He is. Like, bro, people talk about Joshua Zirkzee like he misses bare chances like Nicholas Jackson did for Chelsea. If Joshua Zirkzee was missing chances like Nicholas Jackson, I would understand it. But Jackson is an all-round good footballer, brings players into play, knows how to occupy defenders. Same with Zirkzee. Obviously, Jackson's quicker than him, but still, you do not need to be rapid to score goals. Mateta ain't some rapid striker, but Glasner knows what to do and how to get the best out of him. We are prioritizing the wrong players. How on God's earth is Ugarte getting more minutes than Kobbie Mainoo? How? Yeah, because again, Ugarte and Mason Mount, 2 energy merchants. Let's not act like Amorim's not disrespected other players. He disrespected Casemiro until Casemiro forced his way into the team. Do you get it? But Casemiro's lucky because he was performing better than Ugarte, and there's not really and Amorim doesn't like Kobbie Mainoo. He would rather play Cas, right? Even though our 2 best midfielders in this team is Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo, Mason Mount is in the number 10 positions. So Cas wasn't really competing with Amorim's favourites like that. Whereas with Zirkzee, he's competing with Mason Mount and so on and so forth, pretty much. And we know this guy loves Mason Mount. God knows for what reason. God knows for what reason he likes this guy. Absolutely jarring manager, yeah. And I'm sick to death with this fan base talking about, oh, but we won, Ahmed. Yeah, we won 3 points. Amorim out, mate. Amorim flipping out. Yeah, one game's not going to change anything. And even in that game, we're going to talk about that game. In that first half, Amad Diallo was quality, right? We had We had an Ahmad shot. We had an Mbeumo shot. We had a Bruno shot where the goalkeeper made a fantastic save. Mason Mount's goal was very good. It took that goal for Mason Mount was quality. But after that, he was a ghost. He didn't do anything. He did not do anything. Sunderland did have a very good chance where a cross came in on the ground where I don't know how he missed, to be fair. That was early on. That was in the first 2 minutes where Dallo and Luke Shaw were just, I don't know what they were doing. Dallo had a stinker. But second half, if Sunderland had better players, mate, they could have probably drawn that game. Mayinda, the way how he cooked Luke Shaw, and then he gave that chance to one of his teammates, and they just fluffed it. Sunderland were just not clinical. They looked better than us on the ball. Sunderland looked better than us on the ball. They just didn't have the quality. We only beat. Look at the goals that we scored. Mbeumo cross comes into Mason Mount, right? It's not like we absolutely split their defense open with great passing and great movement. You know, it was just a cross from Mbeumo, amazing touch by Mason Mount, and a great finish. That's it. And then the other goal, a throw in, hits the Sunderland player. Sesko, great reactions, boom. It's not like where are the? What are we doing in the training ground? Yeah, we're just doing longer ball FC is what we're doing. Is that what we're doing? Longer ball. And Ineos, how are you hiring a manager when you look at this team when it's tailor-made for a back four? Again, Ratcliffe, wake up, mate. Wakey, flipping wakey. What's he doing? Jim Ratcliffe. Oh, he annoys me, man. Oh, mate, you're negative. Don't watch the show then, innit? Don't watch. Yeah, I am not here to sugarcoat anything, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It's a disgrace, and it's simple as that, right? I don't know who the Sunderland manager was that coached Amad Diallo. Even he's coming out and saying that I can't believe he's playing as a wing back. I've made the video weeks ago on TikTok. I made the video talking about how the Sunderland manager is absolutely surprised at the fact that this manager is using him as a wing back when he should be playing as a right winger, sitting guys down on the floor, 1v1, great baller, absolutely, dribbling's exceptional, close control is exceptional. He was our best player, Amad Diallo, and he didn't have the brightest start to the season. He didn't. Against Arsenal, good cameo. Fulham, he wasn't great. City, he wasn't great. Burnley, he did well. I won the penalty, and he was good then. And against Sunderland, he was very good. This is hands down Ahmad's best game. But I'm not going to get carried away because I rate Ahmad highly, but we're not utilising him properly. He's not a wing back. He's not a wing back. And Mbeumo, I don't think he was great. Yeah, I don't think he was great today at all. His shooting was off. His passing. I know he got the assist, but overall his performance wasn't great. I think he's a good player. He's not someone who I think is exceptional, but he's efficient. You know, he's efficient. He's going to get you the goals and assists, and he's going to give you, you know, decent performances. You know, good performances. We know what Mbeumo is: threatening on the break, and he's going to occupy the defenders when there's space to run into behind. And he's got a good cross on him, but his crossing as of lately has not been great, right? But I do think he's a good player. I just believe that with Amad Diallo, he's levels. He's absolutely levels, and we should be utilising our best players in this team and our most talented players. But it's not going to happen, though, innit? Because, bro, this rant, I can go on and on and on, but I'm just fuming about this, yeah? Because we've got Liverpool to play now. We're probably going to lose that game. Yeah, I know they've not been great, but Anfield, we've not won since Louis van Gaal won and Wayne Rooney scored. We've got Brighton next at home. Difficult game. Forest, we'll see what happens. I mean, Andrew's been losing bare games, so we might get a draw or a win out of that one. But against Tottenham, we're definitely losing against Thomas Frank's team. And then Everton's going to be it's going to be a difficult side to play against with their attack. Grealish is cooking. And then you've got Palace. Bro, I don't know, man. We've actually got decent players, and we should be cooking teams consistently. And we should be. I should be enjoying my club. I should be enjoying Man United play football. I come and watch. We've not had a convincing win on the Amorim since Everton, when Rashford scored the brace and Zirkzee scored the brace. That's the last convincing one we've seen. Ever since that, pure suffering. I love suffering. Yeah, inject it into my veins. I love it. I love suffering. Yeah, suffer FC. Yeah, this is all Amorim does this whole game. Just looks down. And you know what? I don't even blame the players. You know, I don't even blame the players. Imagine playing for a manager like him. Do you know how pathetic that is? Against people, let's talk about it. His talent ID is shocking. His player profile is shocking. His coaching is shocking. His football is shocking. His press conferences, yeah, just pure waffle. What does he do that's good? He hasn't improved a single player in this team. Dallow's not a wing back. Mazraoui's not a wing back. Mbeumo's not a 10. Ahmad's not a wing back. I would rate it so much here if he actually got the best out of the player's strengths and showed some adaptability. But no, he's a stubborn man, and he thinks his system, yeah, is the best. Wow, well done. You cooked in Portugal. Well done. Yeah, Portugal. This is the Prem, mate. Yeah, this is the Prem. Your nonsense is not going to work here. You have to be adaptable. Why can't you do what Glasner's doing? Why can't you do what Thomas Frank's doing? Why can't you do what Slot's doing? This Premier League is not. This Premier League, yeah, it's not difficult to get top 4. I'm not. When I watch teams in the Prem, obviously Liverpool is there, Man City is there, Arsenal. You know, they're getting their wins. I'm not watching a single team and I'm mesmerized by what a football inside. For example, when I watch La Liga, I know Barca lost, but when I'm watching them, they're ridiculous to watch. They're an amazing team. PSG, amazing team. Marseille, amazing team. Bayern, good team, right? But in this Prem, I just see a bunch of decent teams with good players. But even Chelsea, like, they got top 4 last season. Are you telling me that their squad is I don't think it's a light years ahead of ours. I'd say we've got better centre backs, and you know, a better right winger. They've obviously got very good midfielders. Enzo Caicedo is amazing. Yeah, they have better midfielders in that department, to be fair. But yeah, bro, like, I don't know, man. They've also got Sanchez, who's not good. Maresca, who's inexperienced, who's not who's had his flaws. We should be doing a lot better, man. But yeah, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and peace, man. And actually, before I go, one thing about Zirkzee is that he's definitely leaving next season. I can see it already. I don't understand why Ineos bought him when you are going for a manager who's the polar opposite of how Zirkzee plays. You're not letting Kobe Mainoo go out on loan to get game time. You bought Zirkzee because you like his qualities, yet you're keeping a manager who's stunting both of their development. Well done, yeah, fantastic, by the way, flipping fantastic, great. And you know what, yeah, as much as I rate Zirkzee at this point, I swear to God, if he's got anything about him, and if he cares about his career, he should leave. If he's happy to be at Man United and be a bench player, that tells me everything about him. It shows me that he don't really care about his career. But if he does, fair play, and I wish him all the best. With Kobe Mainoo, obviously came through the academy in it, so you can't expect him to leave. But what's the point of keeping him then? If you're gonna give him sympathy minutes, Kobe Mainoo's first season at Man United was ridiculous. Was everywhere. But now all of a sudden he can't play in this crap system. Bun that system, bro. Forget your system. How about that? Bro, he's vexing me, bro. He's actually annoying me. This Amorim guy, yeah, this little wannabe Shakespeare, he wants to talk a good game, yeah. And then when we see his team play, bro, my eyes are burning. My eyes are flipping burning, bro. Absolutely this disgraceful football. Disgraceful. At Man United, yeah, they should actually be patterning up. Why are they behaving like a small club? Get rid of him. Get rid of him in the international break. I don't care if we're facing Liverpool. Oh, it's not the best time to give a new manager. Who cares, bro? Liverpool right now aren't playing well. Peace, man.